Hi guys, welcome back to another video. This time what we're going to have is a basic tutorial in Imperator Rome. All of the button features at the top that can be very confusing, but can be kind of easily taught. So that's what we're going to do in this video. Watch till the end. And so here, political influence. That just means like how much influence you have and you can spend on various things. This is military experience, which is you can hire mercenaries which will also go over later. Here you can see stability, and stability is just like how your nation's doing. If it goes really low, you'll see those benefits right there turn into negatives, and then if it's higher than 50%, it'll be positive. Aggressive expansion, what it is when you conquer someone, or get land, that'll go up. And so what it means is essentially if you have really high aggressive expansion, that means that all the countries around you are going to be like, hey, he's expanding really quickly and like declaring war all the time and just taking a ton of land. Maybe we should form some defensive treaties and alliances so we can try and avoid being declared war upon, and also give you a couple negative things once it's higher. It does go down pretty slow, so you kind of want to avoid that, but it's also kind of unavoidable. Here we have tyranny, which is this you get from various interactions, like if you go into your government and like say you try and assassinate someone or something else, that will go up. And then here you have war exhaustion, which is just like how people are tired of war. Like you've been at war with someone for a ton of years, they're just kind of done. So now we're going to go over these tabs here. Nation overview. Here is this overview of your nation. You're going to see like your population, their culture. You'll see their religion, which in this case is pretty much all Hellenic. Here we're going to have pop type distribution, and what that's going to be is just what percentage of your people are like a certain rank. So it goes from citizens to freemen to slaves and tribesmen. Sorry, citizen, freeman, tribesman, slave. That's the hierarchy, but this is going to be different percentages depending upon where you are. Like more tribesmen are going to be typically up here, and more citizens are going to be typically farther down here. As the next tab, we're going to have government. Government is just going to say your council and co-council. So in some nation it'll be different, like it'll be bailius, some other titles that are specific to the nation or culture. And so there's a ton of them. I don't really know all of them because I haven't played every single nation. But it depends on your government type and various things. So you'll have show government. Here you have your offices tab, so you can assign different people to do what. Here's your laws tab, which is a bit more advanced, but you can essentially choose law, like one out of these 4 laws you could choose, one out of these 4. So you get various benefits and sometimes not benefits. And so that's going to be about it for that tab. Military. This is going to be once you get your military experience up, some of these will unlock, and you can see various benefits and different powers that are unlocked for the troops. Like, say, root up pirates, this needs a law, and then construct a border fort, that needs a military tradition, which is going to be one of these. So technology, this is going to be like that tab right here, and you can choose and hire these different people. Here you're going to have religion. Religion is just where you choose your omens. Here you can have where you increase your stability, which is sacrifice to the gods. You'll have to pay some political influence for that. And here this will cost tyranny, and that will increase the rate that your war exhaustion is going down. It's not just straight up like decrease, it's a rate. And you can see religious unity here, its own powers and various things like your religion. Here now. So what you're going to want to do in the Omen tab, you'll see a various list of gods, and some of them will have temples, if you have any, but some will say they won't. It'll still work. You'll just get a bit better benefits from these. So what you're going to want, you'll just see more armies, and then various different things here. So we're going to go with moral armies. You just want to click on the name or the symbol, then hit OK, and it'll say the god has been invoked, and it'll give you more discipline, as well as more of armies there. And then you'll see a little bar here, meaning that's how long um, your god will be blessing you for, and then once it ends, you'll have to choose a new god. So it's a period of 5 years. So yeah, you can't stop it. You have to go through with it the entire way. And so we have decisions, which is this going to be decisions tab here. Normally at the start of the game, you won't have any decision available except if you hit social equality. So you'll have to hit embrace. It will cost you a bit of social or political influence. And you can click that, and you can always choose to unenact it later on in the game. Next tab, we're going to have economy. And economy is going to be a more detailed layout. It's going to, it's the same things that are there. It's just that it's a bit more detailed. Like you can choose, like for taxes, you can want more taxes, but then you'll get less research, but you can get less taxes, and then less unrest as well. And so if you're in a really tough time, you might want to increase taxes, but it's up to you. Same with commerce, and then tributes, and then army maintenance to increase the morale. You can kind of explore that on your own. Just hold over, and it'll tell you exactly what it does. And you can see how much you're paying for a tier and expenses. You can see they're going up at 0.8 a month. So we're going to have diplomacy. It's just going to be like layout of every single nation in the game. This tab probably pretty much not going to go up here and be like, ooh, diplomacy. What you're going to want to, what you typically just do is right click on a nation, and then it'll just pop up, and it'll be like, oh, you want to declare war, you want to do blah, blah, blah. That's what it's going to be. So next up, we're going to have decisions. And decisions are going to be right here. What we're going to have is just a bunch of things. Like you can choose a different government, and then they'll all unlocked. You can see here that you like need some more territory, or you need to have like people following some certain religion, various other things. That's also more like by the nation thing. Like some nations are gonna have like different things than other nations. And so here we're gonna have trade overview, and this could just be your trade. Here you have manual trade, which will manually evaluate every single trade that you get that's like proposed, which will pop up here, a little ding sound. And the block surplus, which is just things that you have bonuses of in your nation. So you can choose to not do that or do that. And here you have a bunch of nations that you're trading with. Here you have permitted requests, like you can ask for this, but over here, if you hit this, you might get some of them, or like Sykes said, no, we're not going to trade out this because we want to keep that. So that's kind of this tab. You're probably not going to visit it too often. Here you can just say, we don't want to trade this, but typically you're going to want to trade it because you get some money there. Here we have characters, which be an entire thing of every single character that's currently in your nation. And you can scroll through that. You can see every character, and include little babies, all the way to old people. You can have some little checks here, like for imprisoned people, and then you'll have to click it. It'll say yes, no, and then click it again. Gender, employed, ruler family, from great family, and much different options here. And you press it once, and then you press it again, and it'll go to the least, and then to the most. And then name will kind of reset it a bit, typically, or you can just kind of accidentally close like I did there. But so that'll pop up kind of some families, which is over here in the families tab. And so what's come here is a detailed layout of every single person in your nation as families. And so here you have just their power base, like how powerful is this family? So 47.8, how many jobs they have. And so you're going to want them to have this amount of jobs. Otherwise, the people in the family will start to get mad at you, being like, we need to have more representation, and it could try and revolt. And here you have the prestige, which provides a greater power base, and is how important that family generally is. And so it's the same for various nations. Then here you have the minor _ Rome, which is just the game's way of telling you that these people are all just randoms, have different last names, that they're just randoms, but they do still want jobs, but typically you're going to find that these guys are going to get the most jobs rather than them, because there's a lot of them. And so here we have mercenaries out of the characters tab. And so the mercenaries are also symboled on the map. If you can find one somewhere around here, typically there's a lot. There we go, mercenaries. This is a naval mercenary, aka pirates, but you'll see a little mercenary symbol there and a kind of grayed out name with the amount of cohorts. That is a naval mercenary, so it's just 15, not like 30,000 or something like that. And so you can see like where they are, and so they won't pop up sometimes because like that's another nation's territory, but you can kind of like look around and like see all the different mercenaries are somewhere. You can see their size, and you can also kind of spy on which nation is using what. So like if like you really want to go all in a war and you have no idea where the enemy's armies are, but you know they're using mercenaries, it'll say like used by, in this case right in the early of the game, no one's using mercenaries but yet, but it will say like you can't recruit them because it's being used by whatever nation, like used by this nation, and then you can hit where it is, and that you can kind of spy on them during war, and you can see like what nations they are. You can see how good the people are. Yeah. And then you have missions here. With missions are just you have to go and start the mission, which I won't do here, but it'll just say you have to conquer this and do this and do this, and then if you do that, you really don't get much. You just get the milestone of achieving something. It kind of gives you like, if you're kind of bored and you're like, well, what do I do? Like, I don't have anything to do. It'll give you something and say like, oh, do this, and you'll be like, oh, sure, I'll do that. And you get on board, I suppose. So yeah, I suppose we might as well go over the map here. So here you're gonna see, you can minimize it, and then you can see like your position on the world map. You can zoom out. Sorry, it's kind of putting in all that. But you can see like where your map is. Some of those gray lines there, and you can see like terrain map mode, which is this one here. Political map mode, which is like colored so you can more easily see borders, but I personally prefer this one. Culture map mode, just the culture of every nation. And then religions, that's holy site. That's just going to be the religion. It's going to be color coded, and you can see the holy sites there. Trade goods, typically, like, you're really never going to understand this. There is no key. Like, I mean, like, you can hover over every single color, but like, if you understand this map, like, good for you. You're one of very few. And then provinces map mode, that's just different provinces and their loyalty towards whatever nation they belong to. Obviously, I don't own all these provinces currently, but it'll just say their loyalty to whoever it is, and if it's going up or down. Kind of useful if you want to be like, are they planning, like, is their nation planning a revolt? And so you can kind of swoop in, take over. This is going to be supply map mode, which is going to tell you various like supply capabilities of every little tile on the map. Obviously, the brighter green it is, the higher it is, or the better, and then the darker it is, the worse it is. Finally, here we kind of find more closer to red, and these are all like uncivilized territories that no, you can't like settle on or walk on. Only barbarians live in there. And then so you can highlight like this map. You might be like, oh, good, this like attrition is high, but like, is it good enough for my really big 1 million soldier army? And so you can check by highlighting that. You can see now a lot of things just got like more green, which means like they can. And it says it's gonna be a 3-color thing here. So if it's like green like this, that means like it's fine. If it's yellow, that means like eh. And then if it's red, that means you're gonna start losing troops. So obviously you're not gonna want an army of 12,000 with these specific soldiers up over here, because you're gonna start losing soldiers pretty quickly. And so we're gonna have over here just some location searches. You can zoom to capital, and then fortifications map mode, which will just show every single fort that's currently in the game in, you know, your place. And so on the keyboard, you're gonna want to press F, and that'll pick up find locations, and you can search whatever you want, like my capital, Roma, and then you'll see cities, and then this is a nation, and then this is my capital city. And you can kind of like, sometimes in the pop-ups that'll pop up, you might be like, in blah blah blah, like this is happening. You're like, well, where the heck is some obscure city that I've never heard of and really have no reason I've ever heard of, like Erna or like something over here. You can kind of just pick it up and search it up, turn on exact matches or not, just if you spell it wrong, and then you'll be able to find that city. So thanks for watching. This was a basic tutorial on Imperator Rome. Comment if you want any more things explained. That's going to be about it. And so thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.